What up, everyone? Thanks for joining me. This is Jesse, Just Man Sports Cards. I'm going to do my top 20 sales on eBay this year. Just a reflection of what I sold. It's the top cards. The value will start off around 150 bucks and then climb up from there. I had other sales, but these are my top 20. So we'll flip it around and get started.
Okay, sale number 20 on the list. Grant Hill Meltdown PSA 9. I pack pulled this out of this box. You get one Meltdown per box. I got the Grant Hill here. You can see some of the other cards. There's an exchange card. That was like a promo card. I'm using Card Ladder here so you can see some of the other sales. And then so mine was really the only non-exchange card that's been sold in PSA 9 form. That's what it looks like. This is my photograph. This was the card that I submitted and graded. And I'll tell you if I submitted and graded it raw. So that was card 20. Sold it for $115. I did okay there. Tiger Woods cards. If you watched the channel, you saw I opened some of this. I've done okay on my Tiger Woods cards. This is the card. Great picture. He always wears red on Sunday. Very young. This is his rookie year as well, but people don't consider it his rookie card. Got 120 for that. That was a good deal. Card 18. For whatever reason, my sale is not popping up on Card Ladder, so I'll show you the actual sale in the next tab. And it was a PSA 9. This one sold for 99, and mine sold for 120. So again, that was the card. These have done pretty well. I opened these boxes on the channel as well. The boxes are super cheap. They're like, I think you can get them for like 25 bucks. I opened 2 boxes and I got a decent amount of provisions. I think I got like 3. There's different players, but then I ordered more and I opened them off camera like 4 boxes and I only hit like 1 provision. So the collation is not precise. Julius Erving, 1976. These are Tallboy cards. Again, I pulled everything up to show the card, the picture I took, and the actual card that I sold. So we got. I sold this one for I believe 125. Yeah, right here's my sale. I highlighted it. So that was in April, fixed price, and then you can see prices gradually came down on this. So I had good timing on my sale. And it's to the price where I might just pick one of these up for myself at 40 bucks. A 7 is not easy to get in this set. What are we at? 17, card 17. Not many of these. The first 8 issues are starting to catch on. I submitted this and graded it. I believe all of these I submitted and graded myself. If I didn't, I'll note it. 9 is a pretty good grade on this set. It's got Michael Jordan in the background. Patrick Ewing is the actual card, though. Here's the first day stamp, 125. His other stuff has really taken off. Electrified. The Jordan of this is gone. Is like over $700. At the time, I just submitted one of these in one of my orders. It hit, so it was a pop 1. Did pretty well, 150. I later sold that. I submitted another one later, and I submitted that off eBay for a cheaper price. Dirk. Bought this card raw off eBay. The Gary Payton was pack pulled. Dirk was bought off eBay raw, and then I graded it. Pretty big patch, not like the craziest patch. Numbered out of 149. I got 160 for that. You'll notice most of my stuff is fixed price. I don't really do many auctions. Jack Sigma, 1978. He's one of the key rookies in the set. Bernard King. And then there's 2 other ones that are escaping me. I don't want to butcher their names. So I got was it 200 for it? And the sales have been, there's my sale in February, and then they held pretty strong. This one went a little, that was, it looks like it's autographed, and this one was a little low, but mine was in range with things, but kind of on the high side. Dak. I pack pulled this out of a Optic Blaster. I don't really buy much new product, and I think at the time retail was crazy. I had to buy it from the local card shop, and I paid like $80 for the blaster. But thankfully, I pulled this. I submitted it, got a PSA 10. These before the previous year were selling for like 300, but he got hurt, and I started to get pretty nervous about everything. So I lowered the price drastically. He's actually had a good season, but this card's dipped a little bit. What's that? 10%. Bought this card raw off eBay. I've talked about this guy Onyx. They're 1 in 72 packs, so they're fairly rare. Great photograph of Penny Hardaway. Pop one. So if you wanted the card, you had to come through me. I sold it for $215, so that was a great sale. Here's one that's, I bought this raw off of eBay and got a PSA 10. These hoops draft redemptions, the Chris Webber does it really well too. The previous year I sold a PSA 10 of the Webber, but this is actually my sale right here, the 225, which is kind of in line with things. Not the highest sale, but not the lowest sale. If you're going to kind of upward trend. So very happy with that sale. Willis Reed. My sale was this 225. So again, I had pretty good timing there. You'll notice a lot of mine are kind of on the high side. And in retrospect, I wish across the board I would have just done cards 10 or 20% cheaper. I would have sold a lot more cards, I feel like, instead of trying to get the highest dollar. So I would have had more transactions instead of really milking out the profits. But happy with that. I bought that off older gentleman here in the area and submitted it. So you won't see many 9s of 1974 if you know vintage. 1974 is very condition sensitive, so getting a 9 is pretty tough. And then I really like this card. It's got Kareem and Oscar, team leaders. They played on the same team. And it's not showing up here, but I bought this card for $100 the year before on an auction, maybe like 110. And so then I just held on to it, and I was okay holding on to it until someone paid my price or just keeping it because I do PC cream. So this was what I would call an actual flip. Is I bought it, held it for a year, and sold it for double. So we're getting into the top 10, I think here. This is my sale here, down here, the 250. I graded a decent amount of these. Not many Patrick Ewings, but intense cards. This would have been bought raw off of eBay. And 250, you can tell it just kind of, that's what the card market's done, is just trended down. But at the time of probably having this, there probably wasn't many in the market. That's why I was able to get what I got. It's a highly collected set. Star Wars. I have a Star Wars video where I showed where I bought these and how I submitted them. I bought all these off of ComC. I just went through and picked the very best ones that I thought were in good shape. And then Star Wars has kind of taken off. So got $240 for it. This was my sale here. The sales before it weren't quite that high. There was one down here for $260. So I thought I had it listed for $300 and I accepted, best offer $240. And then you see an auction, weirdly, just a month later for $300. And then sales have came down, just like the whole market. So Star Wars I've done very, very, very well on. And I've been buying a lot of raw, just waiting for the right time, the right price to submit. Kelsey, I opened some of these boxes on the channel. I pulled Kelsey, and then I bought like 3 or 4 raw ones. I just really like this card. It's tracked by Card Ladder, and I sold it for right here. I believe this is me, $225. Yeah. So it's a little hard to like track my sale in here because there was 2 sales like on a similar day, but so I did well on this one, definitely. He's having a great season. Probably just needs a couple more years to go down as the greatest tight end. Shaquille. So thankfully, I highlighted some of the ones to help me out as I did this video. It's raining here. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, so I've been waiting for the rain to kind of calm down. 333. I bought like 20 Shaqs raw, and then I probably submitted, I don't know, 12 of those. I thought were gradable. This is my picture, my hand. That was the card at the time. And then it's, held price reasonably. These are very close to what I sold it for. Very similar price to what I sold mine for. And then it's dipped a little bit, but around 300 is a pretty good price for this one. You could get it probably cheaper, but I think there's a couple on eBay right around 300 right now. Pokemon, I've done very well on Pokemon. I didn't buy many Pokemon cards. I just bought a guy that lives in San Jose. It was actually a Facebook deal, and he sent me the cards, and I was a little nervous about it, but he had a big stack of them, and I could see the Charizard in it. So I forget, I paid like $60-$80 for it, though all of them. And I graded it. I have that video on my channel. It's only been watched like 20 times, but I did have a pretty high gem rate, 350. There was some really high sales with the same card, but for whatever reason, it got like really competitive by the time I was listing mine, and there was a lot of other ones on there. Some of these aren't the precise card, but one just sold for $395. So I'm happy with where I landed. That's the card I sold. That's my picture. So we're down to the what? 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 4. This was a pretty epic card here. Gold Medallion, 1995. Shaquille. I think this is a pop 2 now. So there's only 2 sales in history. One was for 410. That's in the same year. Mine was for close to 500. I had it at 500, and I was getting a lot of hits, and people wanted to pay me 300 right out the gate. But if you're getting a lot of messages, you're within the ballpark, and you just maybe need to be a little patient. I bought probably 15 to 20 of these raw off of eBay. I was paying like $15 a card at the time, and then the surface is pretty. It's easy to get it kind of oxidized or whatever. So out of the like 15 I bought, I submitted like 7. I got 110, and the rest were. I had like 1 8, and then the rest were 9s. So very happy with that. It's a card I could have held on to forever, but you got to sell some of them. The Bo Jackson. So mine was okay. Yeah. So this is the most recent sale. I have a PSA review on this one where I show I got I think I got a 10, a 9, and an 8 on the 3 that I submitted. This card has picked up a lot of steam. The last 2 have sold for $1,100. Here is my sale, and I sold it for $9.99. So $1,000. I think at the time someone was listed at like 1,200, and then the previous sale was like 800. So I was like, I'm just gonna split the difference and see if I can get the sale. So okay, yeah, this other stuff is actually just other stuff I'm working on. So that was the number 2 card, and this is the top card. It's not an actual card. It's a hobby box of 2014. So I sold it here at 1,500. It was an all-time high. I made the card ladder chart sales at the time. It looks like one just sold recently for 700. But this is when I bought the box, and I bought it, and I was gonna rip it and send what I submitted, and the risk reward. After I purchased it and it sat in my house for a week, I was just like, I cannot rip this. It doesn't make sense. So I held on to it for like a year and a half. Is that what that is? Yeah, about a year and a half. And after fees and stuff, I didn't quite double my money because I would have paid taxes on this and then eBay fees and shipping here. So that's my top 20 cards of the year. Some of them were pack pull, but you can see there's still at the time you could buy a decent amount of raw stuff off of eBay and submit it. I think that's getting harder and harder to do just from what I'm watching it falling. But let me know what your top card you thought it was. We'll flip through pretty quickly here and go in backwards order so everyone can get a quick recap of what there was, and just shout out what your favorite card was, or any opinions that you have. I'm open to it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It definitely helps the channel. Still trying to hit that 1,000K mark. And Happy New Year's to everyone. Catch you all later. Peace.